And we're live.
We're live. That was Brick Wall Paul. I'm Will Noonan. Live with the Noonan Show. Paul just took a sip of his coffee right before we started. It definitely burned you.
Yeah, it didn't burn me, but it was like
burned you, Paul.
It was
Admit
a
it.
preemptive burn.
You're burned.
Nah, I have good sensors. My body takes care of me.
Do you ever have one of those coffee mouth burns that you just feel for days? Or a pizza
I haven't.
burn?
I haven't had it since like a hot chocolate burn from like a hockey rink, like back for
those
a
are
real
terrible.
long time.
I've gotten a New York pizza burn. You're just in a hurry. You don't have the time to sit there and wait for that fucking pizza to cool down. So you just gotta like eat it and eat through the burn.
Yeah,
Lots
it's nice,
of when you
memories.
smoke butts, that happens more, I think.
Really?
Anyway, welcome to the Noonan Show, everybody. You don't normally drink hot coffee, do you? While we do
No,
the show?
I let it cool, but I didn't plan well, so I started making it. I like it much colder. I like it room temperature.
Room temp. Really?
Yeah,
Coffee?
yeah.
That's
hot coffee.
You never hear
Hot
that.
coffee.
You hear hot coffee,
But
you
room
hear
temperature.
iced coffee.
I don't want iced coffee.
Room temp.
don't
I'll
want-
drink room temp when I'm just at my. That's when I feel like, man, I'm just such a slut for coffee.
Well, that's why I take it like a dose. Like I want all the caffeine in one like bolus.
It's like when I'm at my desk or something, I look down, I see that quarter of a cup of coffee, and I know it's cold. I know it's like room temperature, if not a little colder, bitter. But you just go, I still don't care.
Well, I told you that for a while I stopped drinking coffee, and then
I remember that
the
period.
way it broke. I just like one day my girlfriend left coffee out, and I just picked it up and drank it without even thinking. Like no, it was like a quarter of a cup of coffee. No thinking, my brain just completely took over after like a while of not drinking coffee.
What did you find from that period of time you didn't drink coffee? What was the consensus?
I think it was like more just torturing myself.
I remember that, yeah.
That's what it felt like.
You like to just sacrifice.
Yeah, I do it too. I do like coffee too much. I like caffeine too much. I don't actually like coffee at all. I think it tastes like shit.
I love the taste of coffee.
I don't like it. I don't like any of it.
I drink it at 8 o'clock even when I don't do shows. Like this week I haven't had a lot of shows, but I've still been drinking coffee, and it actually irritates people. My girlfriend, the girl who sells it to me at Cumbies, and often strangers on the street, and often...
Because they're jealous?
This has only
Is it a
happened
jealous
twice.
thing?
This has happened twice. No, I don't know, 2 or 3 times over the years where I'll go on stage with a cup of coffee and someone will just without even, it happened at Capo one time before I even got on the mic. Like I put my coffee down and I was walking to the mic and this girl in the crowd was like, "You're drinking coffee at 8 o'clock at night?" It's like some people just cannot fucking
I think
take
it's a
it.
jealousy thing though, isn't it?
I guess. I don't know what it is. I think it's some people, a cup of coffee really affects them.
Yeah.
But for me, she goes, "How could you drink a coffee at 8 o'clock?" I said to one girl, I go, "To get to 10 o'clock." Like, I need this shit to just fucking be awake, man. I just love coffee. I love the way it tastes. And it really, unless I drink Starbucks or a crazy amount of coffee, it doesn't really jack me up too much. But the other day at CBS Scene, if you saw me last Saturday at CBS Scene, which was a great show, but I overdid it on coffee so hard. I did the classic iced coffee mistake of it's like taking
jittered.
like taking an edible.
You told me about that too. Yeah.
It's like taking an edible. On the drive there, I drank a venti iced from Starbucks, black.
Okay.
And I'm just going. I didn't even, in my mind, drink it that fast. But I got there and we're walking around. We're all shooting the shit, and I'm like, man, I still feel tired.
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel like this thing's kicking in at all. So then we go.
It's exactly like an edible. Then.
Yeah, it's exactly like an edible. And then we go to Donks there, and I get at least I was smart enough to get a small iced. And then I'm like, maybe, I don't know, the show gets started, and then maybe I'm halfway through that small iced, and I'm just like, oh, shit. I remember I put it down like it was like a loaded gun. I was like, do not fucking touch that anymore.
You think it's a difference in temperature? It like absorbs different or something?
It's a guaranteed.
Yeah.
It's a fucking fact, whatever it is. It's not Mandela Effect.
Yeah, it's
real.
different. Yeah.
Because I like a hot cup in the morning because it's like I want to wake up right away. It's like with 2 sips of hot coffee, you're kind of...
All right, so it makes perfect sense.
It's just like smoking weed, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas when I don't know what it is. It's got to be the temperature.
It just delays your digestion or absorption or something.
It seems
crazy.
like it hits you all at once
sense.
if you drink it fast. And I think you drink it at a different speed, too, because it's, you're not sipping it or slurping it like a hot cup. You're just like sucking it down like cold water, you know?
Yeah.
But So I'm back there, and it was like I'm backstage, and
That's
luckily,
a good thing about a weed pen.
Well, I don't know.
Kind of calm yourself down a little bit.
I was wondering about that. I think the weed pen. I hate to be down on weed pens, but I think one of the downsides is it like fucking gives you, it like burns your throat.
That's what I've been saying the whole time. It's like a little catch at the back of your throat. That's why I don't like
burns your
them.
throat, burns your. I can just feel it after a night. The next day when I smoke that thing all night or when I'm home, I just feel like, man, this thing is constricting. It's like phlegm, you know?
Yeah. It's something bad in that.
Yeah, because your body is at somewhere in there, your body's like fighting it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, this kind of stinks.
Something that doesn't happen if you smoke out of a bong either.
Same. Yeah. A feeling I don't get.
Yeah.
It's like a cigarette smoker.
That's why I don't like it.
I know I don't like it either.
It.
I've been backing off of it lately.
Sucks.
I've been using it
so
more
perfect.
just when but last night at Laugh I used it a ton.
Yeah.
And I felt it when I got home. I was like, man, this is an unfortunate side effect of this thing.
I know.
But I do think it's temporary. I do think it's like just while you're using it, you kind of inflame some shit.
That's why I think I can only use it for like real special occasions when I need it. Like I still think the movies, it's like perfect for a movie.
It is perfect for a movie.
Yeah. I still love that you do that. I could never could do that.
I do it all the
time.
I told you during Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I just waited till a scene where they were all smoking. I was like, like 4D motherfuckers. So anyway, I'm backstage at the CBS scene, and I'm about to it was like me and Bulger, and it was one of those ones where you're kind of alone backstage. Bulger felt like watching the show, and everyone else was out in the showroom, so I was there by myself, and I was basically just going, wow, I need to I think I'm gonna take a walk. I actually walked out to Gillette. I walked out to where the Patriots run out into Gillette, you know?
That's crazy.
And I walked over there. It took like a 5-minute little outside walk. I walked over, I looked at the field. I took a few deep breaths because it was 100% just caffeine. I wasn't
way caffeine.
I wasn't panicking. I wasn't afraid. I even I'll go on stage, but it was that caffeine overload of, man, I feel like I could puke. I could
feel sick.
I could hyperventilate.
Your body feels bad.
Yeah, it wasn't breathe. You don't breathe right because you're kind of bloated and anxious. It's just like physically anxious.
Everything's constricted.
Everything's constricted. Yeah, you just have to like walk it off, fart, burp. A bunch of things have to happen. But I went back and but also upside of all that is I feel like I have great sets if I can time all that just right, and I can get on stage 100%. It's like a cocaine high. It's like if you can time all that just right. So I think that was my fatal flaw. I thought the show started at 8 and it started at 8:30, and I timed everything a half hour early. So that shit should have been hitting me like mid set, and it was hitting me a little early.
Daylight savings fucked you up.
But so I was like, but I had that thing. Yeah, I remember I put my like my notes down on the stool or something. My hand was like shaking and everything. Yeah. And I don't really, it doesn't really like freak me out that much, but it's an interesting.
Well, you can't get out of it. There's no.
Yeah. You can walk it off, I think, or exercise it out. But
I think that's bullshit. I think people think that's alcohol too, and I think it's bullshit.
I think with caffeine, though, there's like you have at least you have energy to expend.
Maybe.
You know.
Maybe.
I mean, that's just maybe that is just a personal thing. That's just kind of my motto for all types of things, like weed problems.
Yeah.
If you're having anxiety, it's like get outside, get in motion.
Yeah, definitely.
Breathe that fucking oxygen-rich air.
Yeah. Oxygen's a big thing. Most of the time, you're not breathing right.
Yeah, or hydration.
Yeah,
that's always the problem. It's hard to be a pothead and stay hydrated.
Caffeine dehydrates you too, so.
A little bit less than the whole caffeine's a diuretic, so it makes you pee more. So it's not dehydrating you in the sense of from the inside out.
Like an alcohol would. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let's do some stories, bro.
What do you want to do? Do you want to do that you sent?
I actually really looked this week and really the first one I wanted to do, which I felt like was insane. I had not heard this story at all. It was the extremely creepy masks hidden in a Boston subway station.
It's so crazy. It's kind of an older story. It's like a 2-year-old story. I don't remember how I found it either.
It's a I love it though. I love these kind of stories.
Where are they now, though? We need to track these things down.
So for the uninitiated, there were some subway workers doing work here in Mass, and they were digging up old work from the 1960s.
I think it was even before that. I think the concrete was poured in the 60s, and it was before that.
And I think this is a total construction worker fucking weirdo gag type thing. I hope.
I think it kind of looks like wrestlers.
But on the other side, the stars are so creepy in the way that they're pinned to it, that they're not sewed on or stuck on. They're just pinned. So that takes some serious time to pin a bunch of stars to a poncho.
It's true. It's not just. So you're saying it's not just like construction workers fucking with people.
Yeah. So we're looking at the photos. Well, I don't know though. So we're looking at the photos right now. The faces are completely fucked up and horrifying. But when you think about the fact that this was encased in cement, that makes that less. How come the ponchos are so intact though?
I don't know.
Ugh. Like that does not look like just a gag though. When you look at it like that, it looks like someone put some serious time into this.
Like what can you imagine? Like workers just get bored and they played some fantasy like.
That's why I love this story. There are limitless possibilities as to what on earth this could fucking mean.
It's fucking crazy.
It could be two gay dudes who just had like a shrine to themselves, and they were like, "We will exist forever. As mouse goes underneath, we'll fuck in the cement forever." Could have been
you are red,
like
I am blue. I am blue.
Yeah, could have been some sort of weird political statement. Could have been, like you said, like tag team wrestlers.
Which would be great. This would be a great look for wrestling.
That could have been a funny thing though. Like this is just a wrestling gimmick that people like. They were
long forgotten.
Yeah, the gimmick was we'll pour your mask and your cape into cement, brother. Like and this is what we're gonna do to you this Saturday at the Worcester Central. And then everyone just forgot about it. And then 60 years later, it gets dug up, and everyone's like, "What the hell's this?"
Or you murdered these two wrestlers, and you had to bury their mask and costume so they couldn't come back
in a place they'd never be found.
I've been watching a lot of Scooby-Doo.
It's quite a that's a Scooby-Doo level mask.
Yeah,
it's just horrible.
Yeah, this whole story. Maybe it is.
This story is fascinating.
There's like gold there, and they're trying to like frighten everybody away.
It's seriously true. Yeah, keep digging. It's true though. For the people only listening to the podcast, this is fucking weird to look at, and I think there's limitless possibilities. And this is a good sign of what life was like pre-internet, when you had nothing to do, and you had to come up with like goofy stunts and weird things to pass the time, and
crop circles.
And maybe just maybe you want to safety pin fucking 50 stars. They should count those stars. They might be 50.
What if it's 50? Yeah. It's like, that's what I was thinking. It's two white guys. They get red, like blue. They get the stars. They get their white skin. It's the American flag.
That's such a 2019 way of looking at what this could be, though. Because the people in the past are like, what? Red, blue?
But it's so crazy because this part's like very cloakish.
It is, dude. There's some very strange things happening with this. It was around the time of the Kennedy assassination. I don't know. One of the other ones I want to do was the Sebastian Telfair downfall.
Oh my god!
A couple of my former heroes.
I love Sebastian Telfair.
I love Sebastian Telfair, and I love Bam Margera, and they're both like falling apart right now.
Really?
Both completely falling apart at the seams.
I got this from BSO, Black Sports, and
shout out to BSO. Wow, look at.
I know.
Well, so I saw him. Did you see the video of him? Is this the one of him in court, like getting sentenced and freaking?
No, this is like right before that. So this is just his mistresses.
They were there.
Yeah, they all testified at one part or the other.
I saw that they were all,
or his wife, his mistress, and his girlfriend.
What's strange? Telfair's had issues from day one.
100%.
He's a Coney Island guy.
Yeah.
Was it Lincoln High School in Coney Island?
Yeah.
Stefan Marbury's cousin. First cousin.
Yeah.
And was thought to go number one, which was
He
That
always
was the
little.
beginning
He was very small.
was the beginning of his. He was always sort of overhyped. It was like, all right, Sebastian Telfair is gonna be number 1, and then he went number 12 or something. Everyone was shocked.
Yeah.
And Jay-Z was like already hanging out with him, thinking he was gonna go number 1, and then he dropped, and then he wasn't that good, and then he bounced around the league. Then he had all these He's had like 4 gun issues.
A lot of gun charges. Yeah.
And it also seems like he is losing his mind.
Well, it's gonna suck for a guy like that. You'd think you're the next one. You'd think you're a special guy, and then you're like, I almost can't be here.
It's absolutely, you're right. And there was a really good, look how much crazy shit he had too. Just driving around New York City too, man.
That makes sense. You've been
And that's
to New
what
York.
sucks about this. This guy's gonna do 3 years, and he was saying to the judge, he was like, I could be
He
playing.
could, too.
I could be playing in China right now and making money.
100% could.
It's like, yeah, you could be, but that doesn't.
Fuck
All
up,
guys
bro.
in jail could be out making money for their families, but they chose to fucking break the law and be
It's true.
idiots.
And most of them could be playing basketball in China.
Wow, he has a type though, huh? Angry.
I don't know. Does he have a type? This middle one is
No,
like
there's
one
one-
of these.
he has
things
one of
is
each
not
race,
like
right?
Another. Yeah, but this one looks like a pug.
She's Asian.
Yeah.
She's the middle one is.
This is the wife, I'm pretty sure. The Asian. I think it's a downgrade after the Asian, in my opinion.
The white is definitely the least attractive of the 3.
I don't even know
If she's
that's
white, she might be
That's
Spanish.
Like, or like mole person.
I don't know about the gold pants on this one on the right. She looks like she's the captain of some cruise ship that like floats on candy.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like half like Sergeant Pep. It's half Sergeant. Doesn't matter.
I just kicked the cameras. It's gotta matter.
Yeah, you're back. You're back. It's half like Sergeant Pepper's. It's half MC Hammer. It's like real.
Yeah, it's really bad. Okay, do you
Trying to find the video.
it's probably on YouTube. It's like Sebastian Telfair sentenced. Yeah, that's probably it. He freaks the fuck out, and it's a slow burn as he realizes.
That sucks.
He realizes at first like, oh, maybe I can talk my way out of this. This is just one of those shit videos.
Yeah, it's not.
It's at the beginning. He's kind of like, oh, maybe I can talk my way out of this. I have a hard time, and this is my brother's lawyer, and he always said that I would make a terrible member of a jury. Like he would never want me on a jury because I always feel sympathy, even when I know the person on trial is like a piece of shit, deserves no sympathy.
Yeah,
No, I'm not saying this is that.
No. There's a few things where I would say guilty, no matter what.
Yeah.
But there's also most things where I'd be like, no.
Yeah, he had a bad day. He made some bad choices. You see them facing the consequences, and they look so fucked up and sad that you're like, you just feel sympathy for them. That's how I always felt. My grandmother was like that. Remember that nanny who like shook the baby to death in the 90s?
Yeah.
My grandmother used to
popped
always
the baby on the bed.
Yeah, my grandmother used to always be like, she made a mistake. Leave that woman alone. Like, she made a mistake. Leave her alone. My brother used to be like, pretty big mistake. Shaking a baby to death.
Yeah, almost all these are like reaction videos. People have made the internet.
I think this
hard
is
to-
the one I watched, though. You can just look at his face, the poor guy. But he comes
Yeah, he's
off
losing it.
It's hard to tell if in this video he's really insane or if he's kind of just panicking, I think.
Yeah, I think
He's like, holy shit, I'm going to jail.
he's got to have some kind of drug problem, right?
He seems like it in this. He seems like he's got the paranoid, but it's hard to say because he's also sort of definitely just going, holy shit, I'm going to jail. Right there, he's holding that thing. He's like, I could get a stack of papers this high saying she's mentally ill.
That's probably, I agree. but
Yeah.
But that doesn't.
But he's just rambling and it comes off terribly. And
Yeah.
they cut to his lawyer sometimes. But go like see his lawyers. Look at that. Like you don't even really need audio, to be honest. It's like it's kind of just nonsense. Like it's just like I don't know. He's like, and
You can
then
see it,
you can
yeah.
see as he gets closer and closer to the cuffs going on and going out the door.
He loses it even more.
He starts getting here. Cut to like there. Cut to just keep going ahead. Oh, poor guy. So this is why I felt bad for this guy. He looks like
Especially because like this guy, like he's right. He could have made a couple $1 million a year or $1 million a year in China.
and
definitely
he
could.
didn't even shoot anybody or do anything with the guns. He's just driving around with them. So and then this video is almost the stages of acceptance. Here's him going like, I'm sorry. Oh, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He goes through all the stages. And imagine your friends some of your friends are still in the league.
Oh,
Like
definitely.
there's other guys who are just at camp right now getting ready for the season.
Even Rondo's an asshole. Rondo's doing pretty well compared to Telfair.
100%. You're dead on. And also you just had to act hard. You had to have a bulletproof vest and all these AKs and all this crazy shit and drive around New York. This is all because you just had to act hard and like a phony fucking rapper. Like he is from the projects in Coney Island.
100%.
But it's like, don't try and play with those dudes, man.
You shouldn't go to China and make some money.
This is that whole live by the sword, die by the sword type of shit that sucks, but...
He was underrated, though, in my opinion.
Well, have you ever seen... Can you hop over to YouTube and just maybe do the Sebastian Telfair documentary from ESPN when he was the draft documentary?
Yeah.
That's why another reason why I think a lot of us have love for Telfair and feel sad for him, because in that documentary, he seemingly comes off above...
Through the fire. That's what it's called.
Yeah, it's called Through the Fire.
Yeah.
And he seems like he's people are kind of trying to pull him into the ghetto and pull him into there's Jay-Z watching him play high school basketball. I mean, Jay-Z loved this kid. He was from Coney Island, Brooklyn, just like sick.
But he's so little. Even then, like he's so little.
He was very little, but this was,
I think he's smaller than 5'10".
Little point guards are okay. He was really good. And then he had this injury shit that fucked him up. But the thing was, came from a super, 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 super rough neighborhood, super rough building in a rough neighborhood.
Yeah, exactly.
And had rough friends, but it was coming off like, hey, this guy, he's kind of above this, and he's above the fray. Speaking of above the fray, let's watch Evan Luongo here. So this guy, quick backstory on Evan Luongo. He's a comedian, a new comedian.
Oh, that's awesome.
What we're about to see is actually what made him become a comedian.
For real?
He did this news thing and it went a bit viral. He did some news interviews and stuff. I actually remember talking about this on AAF.
That's hilarious. I think I remember this, kind of.
Yeah. So I met this. Can they hear this?
No, I don't think so.
So we're having audio problems, but he's like, he's a funny ass dude, man. So the way he actually had a Predator shirt on last night. So one of the things I could just imagine what he'd say, but he hit me up a while back on Instagram because he's a runner and he smokes pot and he's doing stand-up comedy. So he was like, obviously
That's pretty awesome.
fan of mine. If you're into those things, those three things,
You type that into like a search engine, you come up.
Yeah,
It's your face.
running, pot. Yeah, your algorithm comes out with like you
the
might
one
like,
when your face is half shaved.
yeah,
comes
you
up.
might like this comedian. So he hit me up and we were talking about races and different road races and like half marathons and stuff around Mass or whatever. So then last night, I'm at Laugh Boston. I was hosting there's this big contest they do there. It lasts like a month. It's called Massachusetts or Funniest Person New England contest.
Yeah.
And so he's backstage, and I'm like, oh, it's great to see you in person. And he's telling me this story about a guy. He goes,
when was this?
he lived in the city for years because we were talking about moving. He lived in the city for years, and then he moved out to like the suburbs in Lynn. Like a nicer part though, like than he used to live in, and he got a home invasion, Jesus. And he had a machete underneath his bed, and as he should, and he grabbed it and he held the guy there until the cops came.
That's
awesome. Machete
awesome.
at his throat.
Wow,
and
it's restraint.
Give the guy a lot of credit, right? And he's definitely in great shape, but I wouldn't say he's huge.
And he's not a ninja.
Yeah, but like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Some guys, you're like, yeah, of course you
Makes
thought to
sense.
stop a burglar.
Yeah.
But when I saw him, I'm like, man, that was like, I like to think I would go at a burglar or do something.
Well, plus you didn't kill him too, because I would just think I have to kill him.
You have to kill him.
Yeah.
He's gonna eventually, waiting, all that.
I'm not waiting to get.
So I give the guy a lot of credit for that, and he's a nice dude, and he had a good set last night. He's very new, you know. A lot of those comedians
that's still
are.
awesome, though.
That's what the contest is about. But it was. So he was telling me that. So he did that interview, and one of the things he says in it is, they were like, "Why did you keep a machete underneath your bed?" And he's like, "Where else in the house do you keep a machete?"
It's so true though. Why wouldn't?
And then that clip kind of.
When did this happen?
It was only in November last year.
Okay. I think I remember.
I remember it too. I remember talking about it. I was like, I don't know if we talked about it on this or if I talked about it. I thought I talked about it on AF. That I definitely remember.
That's so crazy.
I mean, I think we just made fun of the town the most. We were like, yeah, Glenn, of course. And we were talking about how that's why you go to the mall and buy like a samurai sword.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Inlet. Yeah.
It's your one time to use it.
Do you ever think of that though? Like you breaking, like this is my one free kill.
Well, I've had a baseball bat. I saw a Reddit question the other day. The guy said, if someone breaks into your house and you rape them, is it still a crime?
It definitely is.
I was like, yes, it becomes sexual assault. Because you're not even allowed to torture.
But if I was on that jury, I'd be like, whatever like the sentence is, we have to like half it or something. Because like he didn't.
I would do
They came to him. Like
I would do it if like if you're already jerking off and a guy walks, he's breaking in your window, and then you're just standing there with a hard on, you're like, oh fuck you, and then you're beating him up and you're like, you know what, god damn it, and then you just start butt fucking him. That's the only time. If I were on that jury, I'd be like, you know, everything lined up for that guy to be butt raped. and it was a butt rape of punishment.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone gets off.
I was saying that uncircumcised guys there's no research, but I would bet that uncircumcised guys rape less. Because our sensitive dicks don't require us to rape. And we don't like have these crazy like I need to do it in the butt, or I need all this kink or anything like that. We're just like, hey, just give me a standard blowjob. Made Paul spill his coffee. It was so funny. That was so funny. We want to do the meta flight?
Yeah, did you see that?
Yeah, these land all the time during our softball games are right next to Mass General. And I'd say during last week's 1 hour game, 2 people were meta flighted in.
What are people doing?
And I play there once a week, and I'd say it's almost always once a week around 10 or 11, someone is meta flighted in while I'm there, and I imagine it's a couple times a day.
I wonder if it's that time.
I
Like
love
if
that
it's like
that
a drunk
exists.
thing.
That's actually one of my favorite
love
things
it?
about
Yeah.
modern times is that meta flight exists. I think that's proof that we're fucking like running shit as that's one of those top of the food chain.
But it's proof that we're almost there, in my opinion, because you get to this story where the guy falls asleep.
Yeah, that's the tough part, right?
How easy are they to fly, though, if you can fall asleep and not die?
See, I have Bill Burr says on his podcast that they're super easy to fly. He says it's 100 times easier to fly than an airplane.
It's like tap dancing. As soon as you put the shoes on, you can do it. Like, it's like
maybe I never heard that about tap dancing, and I was immediately like, I've put the shoes on, I could do it. I did a little tap dancing when I was in acting school. It's an annoying thing to listen to people practice.
Oh yeah, not as bad as a tuba, but
you don't hear a lot of tap dancing anymore, though.
Nah,
so it's fucking definitely.
I feel like it's because it's just the shoes, and no one knew that before, and since you can get them on Amazon, people are like, we get it.
I saw the guy. There was a guy who was really famous for it in the early 2000s. This black dude. He was like the Michael Flatley of tap dancers. I saw him live, and I remember being like, if this is the best this gets, I'm not that into it.
That's the thing that sucks about it. Like, it's like,
So this guy just fell asleep, huh?
Yeah, overshot the target, hovered around for, I think they said like 30 minutes. I could be wrong about that.
Damn.
I might be making that up.
I think that's all right. So here's my.
There's only one guy though. Why isn't there 2 guys?
That's my thing. Here's my dystopian take on this.
Yeah.
It's one of those jobs that isn't. It's hard to find. It's probably hard to find 24/7 pilots nowadays.
That's a great point.
If you're a pilot, you probably have a choice of where you want to work. Not,
Yeah.
Especially nowadays, the private sector being huge, the economy's booming. People are probably like taking a lot more private flights. There's probably a lot of jobs out there. You probably can be very choosy if you're a good helicopter pilot.
Good point.
So then now you're like, wow, I want to fucking fly dead people out of the woods, or
some
do I want
rich guy's hot wife?
Yeah, do I want to take like Barron Trump back and forth to camp?
Yeah, or like a dog that you have to get shampooed.
Anything, anything at all, right? So I would bet it's like airline pilots. There's just not enough people, so they gotta double up.
And I think that's what they said. This guy was they look into like overworking. They basically just probably drove this poor guy to the ground. No one wants to fall asleep flying a helicopter.
That's what they're saying the Jeffrey Epstein thing was. The two guys were just sleeping. It is, people want to say, oh, it's got this, that. It could also be the simplest of things.
Lowest common denominator.
Sleeping on the job.
The guy's like, oh, I can't hang myself.
Occam's
Sweet.
razor.
Sweet. He probably doesn't want to give up all his rich buddies anyway. He knows he's not getting out. So there's a lot.
I give a fuck, really.
I don't either. Nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen.
Massive global conspiracy. Over it.
Same here.
I want to do another one of these. There was another one I saw that I was like, must. Oh, Katy Perry. 100%, which is another thing we both say a lot on this show. 100%. It could be a segment. Katy Perry.
There it is.
She's been accused of sexual misconduct.
Yeah.
All right, I totally think this is probably true, and I also totally think this is where we're starting to get into a very weird territory of like, so what do you want to fucking do about this?
Yeah.
Nothing. Who cares?
Yeah, exactly. It definitely happened.
It definitely happened.
She definitely pulled his pants
It's definitely
down.
not cool.
But it's not the end of the world.
But
either.
it's, what do you want, dude? Like, it happened, and if it happened to a chick, I would tell her the same thing. I'd be like,
it's a
probably
little
shouldn't have
worse.
happened.
It's a little worse.
But why is it a little worse?
It shouldn't be, but it's double standards. It's just the way the world works. She's like a hot chick. She was the main thing there. She wanted to pull his dick out and laugh at him.
Yeah, and she was probably. Well, my thing was thinking the part of this story that I think is a little sad is, all right, so we got to say, so Katy Perry, she's on. They had like a rap party or something at a roller rink.
Yeah,
and she apparently pulls this dude's sweats down.
Exactly. That's
Or
exactly
pulls
what
it
happened.
out.
Yeah, she pulled his sweats down. Yeah,
And kind of goes like, dick.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And a bunch of other people were like, dick. Now this guy waits like 6 years, whatever. Now he's bitching about it.
Yeah.
First thought, this probably happened. Everyone's probably shit-faced. Especially
probably fucked up.
her.
Even more than shit faced.
She's pretty wild anyway, and then I imagine when she gets shit-faced, she's an animal. You're a bunch of supposed artists and musicians.
Yeah, exactly.
I
You're
bet
supposed
at the
to be
time
wild.
he was like, ha ha ha, good one, Kate.
Yeah, exactly.
Good one, Katie. We're best friends. Ha 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 ha. And now that she's not answering the phone or whatever,
Yeah, he
he's
hasn't
like,
seen her for 4 years.
all mad about it.
Yeah.
But I just think I remember when even in professional settings a little bit. Like I remember this dude like used to always in acting school like take his nuts out and he'd like he had a huge dick and balls, and sometimes he'd have one nut out and he'd just be like, hey, and he would try and get you to like look at it or notice it. He'd be like, hey, you want to go get a coffee later? And you'd be like, no, I'm good. And then you do a double take, you know what I mean? You'd be like, no, I'm good. Benny. You know what I mean? So it was like, and I go, those jokes are gonna die. It's
gone.
Now, is that a great loss to humanity? I don't think so. But I think we're losing these little things that people think are bad. People think this is 100% bad, but in a weird way, this kid was being accepted into a group.
It was a community thing.
He was being sort of hazed in a way where
not a
the
dangerous
queen
way.
bee was kind of like,
yeah, exactly.
It's like, yeah,
Pull your
she's
dick
sort
out,
of
bro.
mocking you, but you're sort of getting her attention at the same. it's all very, I always say, this is the example I always use. It's like a group of 5 guys are sitting around smoking a joint. A group of 5 high school boys are sitting around smoking a joint in the woods. They're making fun of the kid at school who has Down syndrome, making fun of his voice, mimicking it or whatever. One of those kids out of the 5 is just a hateful prick who's going to be like, yeah, fuck people who are weaker than me.
Yeah.
I'd say 3 of those 5 are now probably the next time they see that kid, a little more likely to actually be like, hey, I actually had a good time making fun of that kid, and I now have positive emotions associated with him, and he's not so bad, and in a weird way, he's kind of part of our group. It's this weird sort of fucking mind game that you play with yourself, and that group's dynamics, playing crowd dynamics. It's not as cut and dry as people want to make it out all to be right now, where it's like, well, if you make fun of someone, you're a hateful person and you have hatred for them. And
exactly.
There's a part of mockery and a part of, and I'm not even saying like, oh, you roast the ones you love. When a bunch of kids, adolescents, are making fun of a dude behind their back, they don't love him in that moment, and they are being like kind of shitty. But it doesn't mean that can't lead to something down the road where they associate that with a positive thing.
Because I'm being afraid of the Down syndrome kid. Because some of this is like, it's just like ignorance. Like, it's just like
dead ass. Yeah. Perfect. Like instead of fear, you're replacing it with this, and it's sort of like getting your toes in the water. I remember, you'll see this a lot, like the movie Radio's about it, but sports teams will often have like the special needs kid as the water boy or whatever. And a lot of times at first you get a bunch of very healthy athletic teen boys around this one who's
a little douchey,
and then gets a little douchey, and then but by the end of the season he's now like taught. It's corny, but he's taught them a little bit about how to handle people, and they've now they rally around this kid, and
then that kid gets like a little bit of community that he wouldn't have got if it wasn't faked for a little bit of time too.
Exactly, and I think now there'd be like this Ellen Show thing where that kid would be instantaneously like, hey, you know what? Let's make him the captain, guys. He's starting, bros, and then it's like this fake thing, and no one really learns anything.
No, we just all play like a silly part.
It's all everyone's just kind of playing this silly role in the thing, and by the time everyone goes to college, that kid's like, hey, where's the retarded kid's like, where'd all my friends go, and why do I have this giant check from Ellen?
Yeah, exactly.
And nothing else.
Yeah.
I think people want to sweep everything sort of ugly about life underneath the rug, and that's like the goal is like, oh, we'll eventually reach a utopia of political correctness.
Fake it till you make
niceness, and we'll reach this utopia where everyone's nice. It's like, hey, some of that ugliness. It's like sometimes you have to fight with someone you love to have like the best sex with someone you know what I'm saying? It's like things lead to other things.
Yeah.
And
we're still talking with a Down syndrome kid?
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta fucking fight a Down syndrome person just to get that sweet, mentally handicapped pussy or male butthole. But there's nothing.
Yeah, because
there's nothing like there's nothing like sex with someone who only slightly understands what's happening. You have a 25% less capacity for what's going on right now. But I do think there's something to that. Dave Attell has a joke, a one-liner. He's like, you ever make fun of someone so much you think you should thank them for all the good times you had? I always think it's especially with groups of guys, there's this weird thing where the bullied ends up becoming part of the group in this way. 100%. Eventually.
Yeah.
And it's this gamut that they kind of got to run through, and also the other way though. I know this. I met this kid recently who's like a new comic who's clearly just got a great group of friends that he grew up with.
Oh yeah, it's kind of gross though.
The great group of friends, and the great group of girls with them. Like they all have like these smoking hot girlfriends. They're all like good dudes, and I'm like, I was thinking about him. I go, this dude is the same personality, has the exact same personality as some very like what you would consider like outcast, loser society type dudes. He has the exact same anxiety, everything. but he just lucked into being born
And a supportive,
into a supportive great crew, and
evolved.
and he's doing well, you know. I go, it's just interesting because he's no different than the guy who sits in his room and plays video games
a lot
all day.
of people, yeah.
He just happened to sort of have the right people around him and didn't end up.
Don't you think that's like fake muscles in a way?
It's just he's still though. He's still you can tell in his act. That's where it comes out. It comes out in his act. His stand-up act. You're like, oh my god, this dude is in his head and he's fucking worried and he's insecure.
Thank God he has that support system.
Yeah, but to look at him, you're like, he's a good-looking dude, well dressed, and his friends and all that stuff. This was terrifying. This story too.
Well, I thought about this too because we have like tons of wildlife around here. All of a sudden, like there's coyotes.
Coyotes?
Yeah.
Actually, if you want to be correct, Paul, something I know a bit about. Coy wolves is what we have around here.
We have coy wolves?
Which is...
Okay.
People call them coyotes in New England, but what we really have here in the city and in the Boston, New England area is coy wolves. New England coy wolf, which is a mix of coyote and wolf.
Okay.
Which makes us basically like a slightly bigger coyote, but they're smarter than the average coyote.
They were right here, like 3 blocks away.
Oh yeah, they're up here
that's
all
crazy.
the time. They make. I was in Milton watching my parents' dog a couple weeks ago, and we had them in, like, when I was in high school in Milton was when they were sort of making their resurgence.
Yeah.
And now they are running in packs.
So
you hear
crazy.
a group of coyotes is one of the most terrifying sounds. I may have saved it on my Google Drive.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Remember I put it on the podcast one time?
Yeah.
A group of coyotes, it's just one of the scariest sounds.
But my point is, like, people kind of think it's like cute, and they think it's nice that we have them. Like, and it's nice that we have bunnies and stuff like that. That's nice.
It's kind of a sign of that's what it is.
This isn't as nice.
Yeah.
This is like a whole different.
They will rip up your cats and dogs. That's the thing about coyotes.
Keep your cats inside anyway.
Yeah, you got to keep your cats inside. I don't know about them getting this deep into Southie though, and eating anything other than trash. If they're coming all the way here, I think they could get a lot of seagulls, a lot of.
I think it might even be the friggin' bunnies, honestly. There's
The
so many
bunnies,
bunnies
too.
everywhere.
Well, they get this time of year they probably wouldn't come out here, but they start to get a little desperate during the winter months.
Yeah.
And that's when they start getting house pets and stuff, when there's not a lot of just food for them to get out there.
There's a cat around here I wouldn't mind them getting.
Which one? The orange one?
Yeah, it bothers my cat. We can't leave the friggin' windows
He
open.
runs this hood, man. I see him all the time.
He's nice. My cat hates him.
He is like a fucking tomcat or whatever though. I always see him.
Rapey bastard.
I always see him kind of like pimping this neighborhood out.
Yeah. But it makes it so we can't leave the windows open because my cat loses her shit and wants to rip them apart. So, like, if we leave the windows open, he comes by at like 4 a.m.
He's the one I saw. I told you that time I cut through and I saw like a bunch of cats and a skunk having like a conference, and they all scattered like, no, we can't be seen.
Yeah.
He was there.
He was there.
He was at the.
Yeah.
I got the
He's
feeling. I'm
wise.
like, this guy's like, he's in charge. He's running this neighborhood.
I think he runs it with kindness though, because he seems nice.
He's definitely smart. I've seen him negotiate
forever.
traffic. Like, he's not like. I don't think he's in any danger of getting hit by a car. He seems to understand that.
I've seen him outside for at least 10 years. Maybe like it's
the guys like it's the people across the street from me. I think are his owners.
Yeah,
or
it's
my
down.
old
It's
place.
like down the.
My new neighborhood is so much more quiet.
Really? Well, where you were is
Loud.
noisier than where I
Yeah,
where
you're
I
on a
am,
quiet street
Yeah.
too, but I did not anticipate how big of a change it is.
That's nice.
It's massive.
That's nice.
One block. It's like living in a whole new place.
That's a good little neighborhood.
I see
too.
Maureen almost daily. I see.
Yeah, your front window. You can probably see her.
Yes, she parks in front of my place.
That's hilarious.
But I see. Yeah, it's like such a quiet little street. It's been pretty cool, man. Let's do Just Shave It, bro.
All right. Dun, dun, dun.
Teenage Dream. Oh, can we see what this kid looks like? Actually, we have a little bit of time.
Yeah, that's a good point. Why don't we? It's a very good point. What the hell's his name?
Teenage Josh Kloss.
Josh Kloss. That's a fake name, right?
I don't know. This kind of goes into my whole thing though too of you gotta fucking be a little bit of you gotta loosen up a little. I'm not saying anyone should be like molested in show business, but if like there's nudity, man.
Yeah.
I just did a commercial a week ago where I was taking my shirt off a lot to like put on, shirt off, shirt on, shirt off, shirt on.
Yeah.
Like different shirts, I'm like, I'm not walking 20 feet.
Yeah, exactly.
To close a door behind myself over and over again to do this.
Beyonce doesn't.
And a couple of the people were like, wow, you're wild. You don't give a fuck, huh? I'm like, A, I'm a man. Second of all,
this is this guy.
yeah, so this dude should not give a shit.
Normal Hollywood-looking guy.
Yeah,
What if he has like a micro penis though? Like, what if that happened?
That might have been. I was wondering if.
But it's like a weird one.
I would bet
too.
he does. It's oftentimes the guys who are. God's just not that kind that he's going to make you that handsome and that ripped and give you a great dick.
It's an HGH body. I don't know what HGH does to your dick though. I don't think anything, but.
I don't know what HGH does to your dick.
But like testosterone will shrink stuff, but.
He's married. See what his wife looks like. Click on that. I love the internet.
Wait,
I would have said maybe a gay.
Maybe.
Oh, she's young. This is clearly his daughter.
It's this chick, right?
No, it's Katy Perry.
Oh.
Yeah, they look like. Yeah, this guy looks like he just wanted some
Little publicity.
little publicity.
Little bump.
Oh well, what a fucking tool.
He'll be fine.
Yeah, I hope you survive the guy who poses nude all the time. I hope you survive your fucking 2 seconds of dick shaming at a roller rink that no one would have known about. You're like outing yourself. You're shaming yourself.
Yeah. Everyone forgot about
This
your
is
tiny
classic,
dick.
by the way. Like
It's double standard.
men can't be harassed.
It is a double standard, but it's also true though. It's also true. Like,
I think
it's
the
just
intention behind it is what's different. If a group of girls did this to another, I don't know. I just think it's. I just think it's. It'd be like.
I don't think everything has to be equal. I think some things can
That's
be
true,
double
too.
standards. It's just fine.
Corey Rodriguez has a great joke
So
about
it
that.
goes.
He's like, I can like black people and I can like cops. You can like both of those
Yeah,
things.
it's freaking true, man. You can like everything. It's gray. Everything's gray.
What was the Just Shave It Bro this week that we had a
I
fucking
have a
candidate?
pretty good one. Let me find it.
Is it the bottom link?
Trolls mocking fugitive.
Dream, let's look at your dick. Teenage
I love this though. Look at
I'll
this.
mock you in front of people.
Look at the part in his hair too.
This is so bad. He's not that old either.
He's normal looking. If you just do that, it's a normal face.
Yeah, he looks like he's he just looks like a cartoon character who's either supposed to be really smart or just got electrocuted. They sometimes in cartoons they like to show how smart you are, you're so smart your head can't even hold hair.
Did you read what the story is though? It's freaking
No.
ridiculous. Okay, so people were mocking him. It's in Wales, so another country, but
England.
It's exactly not England.
But Wales is on top of England, right?
Yeah, I think they hate the English though.
Yeah.
But they said if anyone mocking this guy could also be prosecuted. They put his picture up on their website.
That's what. Yeah. What the fuck, man? Police should stop doing this.
Yeah, they should stop.
Your mugshot should only be on the news if you did something really fucked up.
Yeah, or if like you're a danger and you're out there. And
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you
of
need
course.
to be. Yeah,
There's no other reason for that.
no, only danger reasons. Because
That's why I think this is kind of common information now, but that's why Florida Man is so popular, is because Florida has no laws that
Yeah.
protect people.
Yeah, but it seems like they have some. Jesus,
And my
that's
voice,
weird.
my voice is deep and raspy. I got a letter this week that said
Scared me.
someone was like, yeah, someone was like, your voice is deep and raspy, makes me sleepy, and I was like,
You gonna start doing ASMR?
okay. I think I do one. It's called Hypothetically with Will Noonan.
No, you should do like the whole thing where you're like,
Hello.
yeah, you're eating
Hello,
chips.
everybody.
All the crazy things. That stuff makes me believe that like we're way too safe when we start making stuff like that. Like we've just
The one-
gotten too like we need those wolves back.
There's
like,
one that's because I like the white noise and the ambient noise. So when you're searching for those, you'll see
It pops up with
there's one that's like interactions at a store. So it's just an hour of someone being like, "That'll be $5.50, thank you," and 1 and 2, count it, and your change is 3, thank you.
Imagine if you could make money off of that, though. You do that for your job anyway, so you just record.
I should
your
do stuff like
interactions every
that.
day.
I really should. I think I will do more stuff like that. My new place, I have I just set up kind of my desk and my computer and stuff, and I'm like, this is looking pretty good, and I'm not putting the PS. I'm like separating all that stuff.
Okay.
In this apartment, my desk and stuff is in one part of the apartment, and the PS4 is connected to the TV in the living room. So it's like, I haven't got it yet, but that's where it will be. But I don't know. I was just thinking,
it's like separation.
It's more of like a work
business
zone.
in play.
Yeah.
It's like your apartment's like a mullet.
So it's like maybe, yeah, exactly. Business in the front. So it's like maybe I could it's set up to edit more. So I was like, I definitely edit easier here. And then I was like, maybe I could start doing some more voiceover stuff. There's a market out there as well for, you know how people go on YouTube and they, hey, I can write a song for you.
Yeah.
So there's so many people out there making cartoons that they need people to do the voices for their internet cartoons. So you just kind of put yourself out.
Yeah.
I think I would love to do that. There's a kid who makes Fortnite videos on the Fortnite subreddit, and I was like, I sent him a message on the Reddit. I was like, I'll do voices for this. Like, if you just send me lines, I'll record them. I'll send them right back to you, because I think it would be, because he has no voices. He just writes it out.
Yeah.
I was like, how funny would it be if this kid got a couple
like real
professional voiceover people to do it?
You should do something like that.
So I would get into something like that. That would be fun for me to do.
In just
books on tape
for like live things, you can do like little Skypes into people's podcasts and
all
stuff
kinds
like
of
that.
stuff. Yeah, much easier.
Yeah,
I have a great internet over there too. It's fucking fast.
That's cool.
Been downloading shit like lightning.
All legal things.
Yeah, I do.
You're a legal man.
I'm a very legal man. I mean, it's like the system I work in. I can't.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say?
Not subvert.
Must not steal from myself. I do sometimes. The only thing I do it with is like European sports, where I cannot get them on TV. I cannot pay to watch. I can't, I don't have the option to watch some of these soccer games sometimes. So I just have to stream them.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you gonna do? All right. So what were you gonna say about that guy just shaving? Of course, that was maybe one of the worst haircuts we've ever seen on this show. Balding.
Yeah, but like they busted him. I don't know. Maybe he was selling so much drugs he couldn't cut his hair.
I saw a guy at Castle Island who he was totally bald, and he had just that little strip, and he had a wicked long ponytail coming out of that little strip.
Like, what are you doing?
Let it go.
Just for yourself.
I almost took a pic, but I didn't. But I was like, that's a just shave it, bro guy.
Yeah. We should start like getting releases and just
Just shave it, bro. Like going out to people. Would you shave your head if I fucking shamed you on the internet? If Katy Perry touched your dick, would you be mad about it? Give me the coin, Paul.
The coin.
I have no big shows this weekend. That's
good.
Still, yeah. We got our couch yesterday. Still moving in. I got a big week after that. So I'm taking some downtime to get settled in. Just masturbate.
Breaking the couch.
Catch up with that. Smoking this weed that is knocking me on my ass left and right. Oh, shit. I think now we're setting records for just not winning on scratch tickets. Not even winning the requisite.
It's a statistic anomaly now.
Yeah. 4, 11, 20, 22, 4, 11, 20, 22. Not even close. Oh, no. We won. We got a 4.
Oh, my God.
Holy shit, guys.
Oh.
I just cursed us and uncursed us. I was going to say, we haven't even won the requisite $5 back. But this time, we did. Tune in next week to see this one by another one, and then we'll see. Thank you, Paul, as always.
You're welcome.
Producer Paul does this shit. He's got a Twitch. He's got the knowledge.
I've been trying to beat Mario. I'm trying to beat the first Mario without cheating, but I can't. So.
Really?
Have you ever beat it? No
wormholes?
No wormholes, nothing.
With no wormholes, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever cheated at no wormholes, because that's the whole point, to save time.
That's what I'm trying to do. My idea was I want to do a show called Every Game I Never Beat, but which is every single game, I realize, because I don't finish things well.
I was thinking you and me might want to do a second show called Real Guys Talk Real Housewives.
Oh, I'll do that. I'll 100% do that. That can be the Patreon
Because
side.
me and my chick have... Yeah, maybe we could do that. Patreon episodes. Yeah. But my chick has got me watching Housewives. And I think it'd be interesting if we talk about it. But I think...
I've seen all of them,
The
too.
point is we have to be dudes about it, but not be too dudeish about it. We can't just be like, she's ugly, so she's wrong.
Yeah. I mean, that is a big part of it, but... I do judge people by their attractiveness, if you're right or wrong.
Yeah.
But I see what you're saying. I agree.
Maybe that could be one of the points of debate.
We can try it. We could do, like, for the Patreon thing, we could do one-off show. So we could see and figure out which one sticks.
We could do that in movie commentaries.
Oh, yeah. Or we could do, like, the riff track thing, get old public domain movies and
yeah, that's what I meant.
Stick our heads in it.
That, too. A lot of stuff just hit the public domain.
Yeah. Because, yeah, did you see how they found it? AI found it.
I did see that.
Pretty amazing.
I always take note of that stuff.
AI is not all bad.
Ain't all bad. AI stands for ain't it.
All right, we'll be back.
I can't end on that. That's like when I bowl and the last shot's a gutter ball, and I'm like, well, I guess I'm doing one more. Because you can't leave on a total gutter ball. Like, AI stands for ain't it all bad. AIAB. That's our show this week, everybody. Thank you for watching. Brick Wall Paul.
See you later.
I'm Will Noonan. Support the show. We got a Patreon. We got
like and subscribe. All those things.
We need those likes, subscriptions.
It actually matters.
They really do matter a lot. And share it. All that shit. We need you. We need you. Peace out, everybody. Oh, I fucked up the winning card. I'm so used to losing.